Granny's Wonderful Chair by Frances Browne. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Stories Old and New. A small chosen library is like a walled garden where a child may safely play. In that charmed seclusion, the love of books, like the love of flowers, grows of itself. If the reading habit is to be acquired, the child ought from the first to be given real books, which may be handled with pleasure and kept with pride, books containing literature suited to its own age. This volume belongs to a series of Stories Old and New, which has been prepared specially for children. The books have been carefully chosen so as to include, along with many charming stories by the best children's authors of today, a due proportion of those older tales which never grow old. To secure simplicity and right gradation, the text has been prepared to suit the different ages of readers. Care has been given to the illustration, print, and binding of the series, for it is believed that this is the best way to secure from the children that careful handling of the volumes which is the mark of the true book lover. Chapter 1. Introductory. Readers for Chapter 1. Narrator, read by Linette Geisel.
Snowflower, read by Cheyenne Donnell.
Dame Frostyface, Grandmother, read by Joyce Couch.
Woodcutter, read by Glenn Previtera.
King Winwelth, read by Ken Felt.
Storytelling Chair, read by Phil Chenevert.
In an old time, long ago, when the fairies were in the world, there lived a little girl so very fair and pleasant of look that they called her Snowflower. This girl was good as well as pretty. No one had ever seen her frown or heard her say a cross word, and young and old were glad when they saw her coming. Snowflower had no relation in the world but a very old grandmother, called Dame Frostyface. People did not like her quite so well as her granddaughter, for she was cross enough at times, though always kind to Snowflower. They lived together in a little cottage built of peat and thatched with reeds, on the edge of a great forest. Tall trees sheltered its back from the north wind, and the midday sun made its front warm and cheerful. Swallows built in the eaves, and daisies grew thick at the door. But there was none in all that country poorer than Snowflower and her grandmother. A cat and 2 hens were all their livestock. Their bed was dry grass, and the only good piece of furniture in the cottage was a great armchair with wheels on its feet, a black velvet cushion, and many strange carvings of flowers and fairies on its dark oaken back. On that chair Dame Frostyface sat spinning from morning till night to keep herself and her granddaughter, while Snowflower gathered sticks for the fire, looked after the hens and the cat, and did whatever else her grandmother bade her. There was nobody in that part of the country could spin such fine yarn as Dame Frostyface, but she spun very slowly. Her wheel was as old as herself, and far more worn out. Indeed, the wonder was that it did not fall to pieces. So what the dame earned was very little, and their living was scanty. Snowflower, however, felt no want of good dinners or fine clothes. Every evening, when the fire was heaped with the sticks she had gathered till it blazed and crackled up the cottage chimney, Dame Frostyface set aside her wheel and told her a new story. Often did the little girl wonder where her grandmother had gathered so many stories, but she soon learned that. One sunny morning, at the time of the coming of the swallows, the dame rose up, put on the gray hood and cloak in which she carried her yarn to the fairs, and said,
My child, I am going on a long journey to visit
Sample complete. Ready to continue?